The store was bustling with customers browsing elegant racks of designer clothing when an icy voice suddenly pierced the air. "She doesn't belong here," declared a sharp, accusatory tone. Heads turned, the buzz of casual conversation replaced by an uneasy silence. All eyes landed on a confident teenage girl who stood her ground amidst the hostile glare of an irate woman. This girl, Layla Bennett, had no idea that her simple trip to find the perfect dress for her father's charity gala would turn into a public spectacle fueled by prejudice and baseless accusations. Layla, at 16, had always carried herself with quiet strength and self-respect. But today, she was about to face a challenge unlike any before, one that would test her dignity and resilience in front of a crowd of strangers. What the accusing woman didn't know, however, was that Layla's father wasn't just any man. Richard Bennett was a celebrated entrepreneur, the visionary behind several successful high-end boutiques, including the very store they stood in. And when he arrived, the unfolding truth would leave everyone in that room speechless. Welcome to American Life Stories, where we bring you tales of courage, resilience, and justice that remind us all to stand firm for what is right. Stay with us as we dive into Layla's story, a powerful reminder of how dignity and self-respect can triumph over ignorance and prejudice. As Layla moved through the boutique, her excitement grew with every delicate fabric she touched. She had dreamed of this moment for weeks, the chance to choose a dress for her father's highly anticipated charity gala. Her eyes lit up as she spotted a stunning gown. She lifted it carefully from the rack, her fingers tracing the intricate details. But not everyone shared her joy. Across the store, Evelyn Harper watched with a scornful glare. A longtime customer known for her sharp tongue and unearned sense of superiority, Evelyn had decided that Layla didn't belong here. Her gaze followed Layla's every move, her judgment growing harsher with each passing second. When Layla walked toward the fitting room, Evelyn muttered loud enough for others to hear, "They're letting just anyone in these days." Layla, focused on her fitting, didn't hear the remark, but the tension in the air was palpable. Whispers spread among the other customers as Evelyn's disdain became more overt. A few looked away, uncomfortable but unwilling to intervene. Moments later, Layla stepped out of the fitting room, the gown fitting her perfectly. She beamed as she admired herself in the mirror, imagining the night of the gala. Evelyn, however, saw this as her opportunity to strike. She approached Layla with a forced smile. "That's a beautiful dress," Evelyn said, her tone dripping with condescension. "Thank you," Layla replied politely. "I think it's perfect for my dad's event." Evelyn's fake smile faded. "Are you sure you're in the right store?" she asked, her voice sharp. Layla froze for a moment, the question catching her off guard. "I'm exactly where I need to be," she replied, her tone steady. She turned to leave, refusing to let Evelyn rattle her. But Evelyn wasn't finished. "This store isn't exactly budget-friendly," she sneered, her voice rising. "Maybe you should try somewhere more affordable." Layla's stomach tightened, but she didn't let it show. Her voice remained calm. "I'll let my purchases speak for themselves," she said, holding her head high. Evelyn, unsatisfied, flagged down the store manager. "Excuse me," she began, her voice loud and firm. "That girl has been acting suspiciously. I'm pretty sure she slipped something into her bag." The manager, a woman who had only recently started working at the boutique, approached cautiously. She glanced between Evelyn and Layla, visibly uncomfortable. "I haven't done anything wrong," Layla said calmly, though her heart pounded. "But if this will stop the nonsense, go ahead." She handed over her bag without hesitation. The manager opened it, carefully checking its contents. After a few tense moments, she looked up and shook her head. "There's nothing here," she said quietly. "Check again," Evelyn demanded. "She must have hidden it somewhere else." Layla took a step forward, her voice firm but composed. "Unless you have proof, I suggest you stop harassing me." Evelyn smirked, her tone turning cruel. "If you have nothing to hide, why are you being so defensive?" Layla's hands trembled slightly, but her voice didn't waver. "You accused me of stealing without evidence. That's not defensiveness, it's self-respect." The growing crowd of onlookers began to murmur. Some looked at Evelyn with disapproval, while others waited silently to see how the situation would unfold. The manager, desperate to diffuse the tension, suggested everyone calm down. But Evelyn pressed on, her voice cutting through the murmurs. "Girls like her don't belong in stores like this," she said loudly, her words laced with prejudice. "They come in, cause trouble, and leave with things they didn't pay for." Layla's jaw tightened. You're only saying this because of the color of my skin, she said, her voice steady but filled with emotion. You should be ashamed of yourself. Evelyn faltered for a moment before retorting, I'm just protecting the store's reputation. The tension in the room was electric. Layla took a deep breath and pulled out her phone. She dialed quickly, her voice calm and steady as she spoke. Dad, I need you to come to the boutique. There's a situation. Evelyn rolled her eyes, muttering to a nearby customer, probably calling her boyfriend to bail her out. Outside, a sleek black SUV pulled up to the curb. The soft chime of the boutique's glass doors announced the arrival of Richard Bennett. His imposing figure, clad in a tailored suit, commanded the room's attention as he walked in with measured strides. The whispers in the boutique grew louder as customers recognized him. The manager's face paled, and Evelyn's confidence faltered. What's going on here? Richard asked, his tone calm but authoritative. Evelyn wasted no time. Thank goodness you're here, she said, her voice dripping with faux concern. That girl has been causing trouble. I caught her acting suspiciously, and she even tried to steal something. Richard's expression didn't change as he listened. He turned to the manager. Is this true? The manager hesitated. We checked her bag. There was nothing in it. Evelyn interrupted. That doesn't mean she wasn't planning to steal. People like her are good at hiding things. The room fell silent. Richard's gaze turned icy as he repeated her words. People like her. Evelyn stammered. You know what I mean. This store is for respectable clients, and she doesn't fit the profile. Richard's voice cut through the tension like a blade. This girl, he said, his tone sharp, is my daughter. Gasps rippled through the boutique. Evelyn's face turned pale, her confidence crumbling. She opened her mouth to respond, but no words came out. The room fell silent as the weight of Richard's revelation sank in. Evelyn's arrogance dissolved into fear and embarrassment. She stammered, searching for an excuse, but Richard didn't give her the chance. Respect isn't something you decide others deserve based on appearances, he said firmly. It's a standard this store, and every person in it should uphold. Turning to the store manager, his tone softened but remained resolute. It's not just about recognizing my daughter. It's about how you treat everyone who walks through these doors. This was a failure of fairness and dignity. Let this be the last time. The manager nodded, her voice trembling. It won't happen again, Mr. Bennett. I promise. Evelyn, desperate to salvage her pride, muttered, I didn't know she was your daughter. Richard's gaze didn't waver. She shouldn't have to be my daughter to deserve respect. Everyone deserves to be treated with kindness and decency. The finality of his words left no room for argument. Evelyn, realizing she had no allies left in the room, turned toward the door. The rhythmic click of her heels echoed in the now silent boutique as she exited without another word. Richard placed a reassuring hand on Layla's shoulder. Are you all right? He asked, his voice now filled with warmth. Layla nodded, her confidence returning. I am now. Thank you, Ed. Together, they walked toward the back office, leaving the onlookers to process what had just unfolded. The customers began to murmur among themselves, their admiration for Layla's poise and Richard's unwavering stance on fairness evident in their expressions. This isn't just a story about one moment of injustice. It's a call to action for all of us to stand up against prejudice whenever and wherever we see it. Layla's strength and Richard's resolve remind us that dignity and fairness are not privileges, they're rights. If this story moved you, share it with someone who needs to hear its message. Let's make kindness and respect the standard we all strive for. At American Life Stories, we're dedicated to bringing you powerful tales that inspire change and remind us of our shared humanity. Help us reach our goal of 10,000 subscribers by clicking that subscribe button now. Like this video, leave a comment sharing your thoughts, and let us know where you're watching from. Together, we can create a community that stands for justice, respect, and dignity for everyone.